The next asset on our watch list for today is the GBPUSD, which is popularly known as the cable market, of course. And interestingly, in the last 24 hours, we've been selling the GBPUSD after price broke out of that ascending trend line we spotted here yesterday's trading session. Now, the pound sterling is currently facing a downward pressure, as you will see in the last 24-36 hours. We have been noticing lower lows and lower highs, and in fact, price action is trading below the 1.2150 zone. And from the look of things, the US dollar appears to be gaining safe haven appeal due to the increasing tension in the Middle East, which is adversely affecting this assets we are looking at right now. And one thing here is that investors are closely watching or anticipating any update from the Fed Chairman Powell's upcoming speech today, which will be giving us some insight into the monetary policy of the Federal Reserve and, of course, the economic outlook of the United States economy. Now, from a technical standpoint, what has really been going on in this market since the past 1 week? Now, from this structure here in the 1 hour time frame, it is quite clear that prior to this morning or prior to the later part of yesterday's trading session, we saw that price had been confined within a range that is between the 1.22200 level and the 1.21250 area, which further emphasize the level of indecision at this point in time. And of course, you know how we do it whenever we have this kind of indecisive phase where price action falls into a range. We want to exercise patience and waiting for the breakout or breakdown of that range to give us a signal to work with. However, within that range, we were able to spot an ascending trend line after connecting the series of higher lows, which gave us the sense of idea that we might be buying and that we might likely be seeing a breakout of the 1.22200 area. Now, this ascending trend line here has been supporting our bullish bias since the beginning of the week. But one thing we observed here is that despite the fact we're buying, price kept on coming back into our entry zone, taking us out of that position at every point in time. And during our live session yesterday, I emphasized that as long as price remains above the ascending trend line, we shall continue to maintain a bullish bias. But if we are going to be buying yesterday, like I mentioned, if you remember, I said we would need price to break out of the 1.22200 area, taking out all the sell positions here before we can start considering buying. And of course, in the last 24 hours, this never happened. Now, when we saw the situation here, we also emphasized that because of the lower highs we're noticing here in the last 2 to 3 days, we might likely be seeing a breakdown of that descending trend line. And this was exactly what happened a couple of hours into the New York session. We saw price break down the ascending trend line for the first time. And in fact, it came back to retest the structure, giving us a beautiful opportunity to join the downtrend move. And since that breakdown happened, we have been selling. And remember, I mentioned here yesterday that we are going to be using the breakdown retest of these levels at the 1.21375 and of course that key level at the 1.21250 to add more sell positions to our existing trade. So since yesterday we have been selling, so we have the first sell position currently running with about 45 pips in profit, second position running with about 25 pips in profit, and then we have a third position running with about 7 pips in profit. So we have roughly about 80 to 90 pips at this point in time. And with the way things are going right now, it is very, very important that we move all our stop losses and secure these current sell positions while we look out for new trading opportunities in this market. And if we look at the way things are going here, I will be suggesting that anywhere between the 1.21375 and the 1.21250 area seems most appropriate to lock in this profit. And please note that we always want to give enough room while we are securing our position for price action to breathe, just in case we could see some retracement into structure before the downtrend continuation happens, so that we can still be in the trade when this happens. So with all this information we have gathered here and a well secured position, what is going to be our next line of action for today's trading session? Well, this morning while I was trying to dissect the current market structure, I was able to spot this descending trend lines after connecting the series of lower highs here. So in fact, I have a couple of them here. So we have the first major trend line, and of course we have the second one right here, where if price continue to stay below this trend line, we shall feel comfortable in our sell position. However, if price breaks out of this trend line, we might be back into the idea that we will be going bullish again one more time. But the way things are going right now, the pound sterling is very, very weak, and I think we're still looking forward to some data today on the pound sterling. I think we still have some data here. Let me look at the economic calendar. Okay, we have the GFK consumer confidence, which is coming up much more later in the day, and this is a high level of consumer confidence which stimulates economic expansion, while a low level drive to economic downturn. So we want to look forward to see what this is going to be doing, and we don't know how the market will be anticipating this event. But one thing for sure here, based from a technical standpoint, this descending trend line here is going to be playing a major role in guiding our trading decisions for today. So let's mark this trend line out on our chart, and let's remain bearish if price remains below this descending trend lines, and if it breaks out, then we get ready to buy. So we remain bearish on the GBPUSD today. Then we also have another level here at the 1.20900 area, which we do want to be marking out on our charts. A further breakdown of this level will be welcoming more selling positions. So 1.20900 level, as you will see here, place it at the bottom, and here we go. So let's see if price will continue to break down the structure. If it does break down, we do want to be adding more sell position. So these are my views on the GBPUSD. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section.